Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of The Amazing Spider-Man issue 22, 2025. Ooh, cool there. This is more focused on Peter's side. We do get a check-in with Norman, though this seems to be before Peter checks in with Norman, like we saw the last time. Alright, here. Tip tap tip tap tip tip tap of pretty much Peter tapping on his hand, on his thigh with his hand. Last chance, Webbs. I know a joint on Europa that'll make you forget that dump ever existed. Is it weird that part of me wants to see if that's true? Nah, you're a fickle human. Very on brand. Though I will say, considering the majority of your toilet species, you don't totally suck. As he pretty much puts his hand on Peter's hand. It's like, cool. Thanks, Rocket. I'll miss you too. Wasn't really a compliment, but whatever. Because, some calls happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. It's like, okie dokie, you bested. Art's a little bit different on this one. Not bad, it just takes a little bit getting used to. Page 197 of the quotable Xanto Starblood. Ignore him, Peter. He's been in a mood since you locked him up. As would any genius be, left with lesser life forms lacking appreciation for jocular wordplay. Thanks for the freedom and the adventures and what's left of the ship. My pleasure, Niall. Hope you'll come visit. Nah, my home's the stars, man. And your planet looks like my grandma's eyeball after she caught a parasite. I'll miss you least of all, Xanto. Piffle. 10 minutes in that intellectual desert you call America and you'll beg for my return. Heh, good luck in space prison. Good luck keeping me there. And again, destroy the boost box. Find the strength you seek elsewhere. You'd be alright if you weren't so evil, Xanto. Ha! Validation! I told you I was his favorite. He's sending you to the Galactic Tribunal to be judged for crimes against everyone. The judiciary is his love language. 15 minutes for brooding, then you and your idiot entourage are going home. Yeah, it's like, okay, this was a crazy ass wild ride. Loved it though. So then we see them pretty much jump down. It's like, alright, let's see how this goes on here. When I start counting off exactly how long I've been gone, I feel my heart race. Literally everything could be different or nothing, but probably everything. Since I don't want my first 5 minutes on Earth to turn into a panic attack, I breathe deep and let in the smells of the city. Old oil and sun-bleached concrete and car exhaust, mystery subway tunnel steam, bakeries cranking out Viali's pizzas, pizzerias, and the Indian place we get from when she doesn't feel like cooking. The damp of her apartment hallway that's probably not mold, but we worry about it anyway, and I'm 10 feet away from warmth where the air is like a hand-knit blanket touched with cinnamon, and that perfume she's stuck with since I was a kid, and I have to remember to use the hide key and not to break the door off its hinges, because I've been gone for so long, and I need to see May. And it's interesting seeing his one spider outfit, and then being in like the space suit that he's got. And then it's like, I'm back, May? I'm allowing myself exactly 10 seconds to panic. It's the most beautiful city I've ever seen. Coming from someone who has seen at least 3 cities, high praise. I know. Simbi. Little devil emoji. I'm like, yeah, that'll probably work to whatever he's trying to pretty much say. How does it compare to the places you've been? An objective ranking system would place it 295,034th place. Is that good? That sounds very good. Some days, I wonder what it would be like to violently remove all of my higher functioning circuitry to see the universe as you do. Snip. I can just tell you. What do you think, when do you think we will have the ice cream? She's not here. Her stuff is gone, and someone else's stuff is there, and I don't have a phone, and I'm freaking out. Peter, I was gone too long. So much could have happened. Peter, what if she's Peter? You can worry about a future that may not be, or steady yourself and tell us where to look next. Okay, alright. Glitch, can you get us across town, like, very quickly? I cannot imagine anything else I would rather do. And it's fucking Simbi pretty much is... Okay, if what I'm thinking is... Yeah, Simbi evidently was going after a pigeon, and I think got it and burped it up. So it's like, okay, Glitch is looking kind of crazy there. Kind of even busting out of the panel, which is kind of cool. Hello, you've reached the cell phone of May Parker. Addressed to the preposterous Peter Parker. Please leave a message at the beep, unless you're a telemarketer, in which case I'd kindly ask you to rethink your life choices and remove me from your call list. Thank you. Ben? Uncle Ben? Very much no. Peter, you look very angry. What do these messages say? So we pretty much see him getting a thing. Simbi's just like doing his Simbi stuff, and we see that she keeps sniffing, and Ray keeps sniffing. It's like, okay, you guys mind coming one more place with me? Then we can get ice cream, Ray. Promise. I'm just gonna change real quick. It's like, okie dokie. Change real quick to get into his his Spidey stuff. Now this is a pretty interesting thing right here, which we learn, or at least what I think is learning, what's kind of going on here. Park Avenue East, the very, very nice part. No change, that's all they said. You've only been gone for like 45 minutes, Dr. Osmani Milton. No change is a comfort considering the likely outcomes of the accident. Astrid, can we stick with naive optimism for at least another hour or so, please? Suit yourself. I'd rather be surprised than disappointed. You should try to get some sleep. Even just an hour. I'll be okay here. I just stare at the ceiling until I know that Brian's stable. I need to slam. I'll be there to relieve you in 30. Thanks, Astrid. Did you drop out of school and forget to tell me, again, the therapist said not to do passive-aggressive. She also said about that rules and structure will keep us both sane, so screw her, I guess. It's like, okie dokie. Now, this is interesting because we're going to learn a little bit here. Sorry, you aren't. No, I was being nice and hoping you'd let me eat. Damn it, Ken, did it even occur to you that it's weird that I am at home on a workday? You're the boss. You can fuck around whenever you want. There was an accident. One of my people was badly injured. You aren't the only human on Earth who's... As he's rattling his medicine. Say what you mean, but don't be mean. Yes. And I know that's hard. Both of you are in a shitty position. Maybe later you'll feel more like a person and we can talk about where you were all night. Yep. Schedule that right in. I have time after suffering in silence. And we see here... where am I looking at? Where am I looking at? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at so I can point. So, evidently, her son is Kitsuge. At least that's what I'm getting, because that looks like the whole kind of outfit kind of thing. So, that is going to be interesting to learn more about Ken, evidently, and what kind of goes on there. So, after we see that kind of little bombshell, we go to a squat somewhere on the west side. A really not nice at all part. Oh, here's one, 3 bedrooms in the village. What do we need 3 bedrooms for? Sleeping, guest room, mask room. You get a whole room for mask? You'd prefer some basic chick who collects shoes and knockoff Louis V's? And big dumb cups. Love those for you. Gonna miss the place, though. It's drafty and smells like chemicals, but I know all the rats by name, and they've got, like, all of her masks and, like, a pile of fucking money. It's like, shit, what the fuck? And there's something about your first place. Exactly. But if your second place has a pool-top roof, pool-top roof. What is it? What's wrong, Ben? Peter. He's back. Addressed to the preposterous Peter Parker. Hey, loser. Hope this letter finds you well, period. Welcome home. As we see him having his Spidey sense and then his Chasm suit coming on, which, by the way, is pretty kind of cool. And seeing it kind of gloop up there and even on his hair, it's kind of cool. Then we get a really good Spidey thing here of Peter in his red and blues and Chasm. It's like, that's really good there. Thank you for that page. You really get some good spider stuff going on here. If you're reading this, it means my clone sense was right and you're not dead. Congrats. What did you do? Saw your Hellgate fight in the telepunch, by the way. Ouch. Yes, I was stalking you since your stakeout with Black Cat. No, I didn't help. Not sorry about any of it. Fuck you, Ben. Didn't read my note? Oof. Where's Aunt May? I knew it in my bones you weren't dead. See the aforementioned clone sense, TM. But watching you disappear gave me an idea. Why not help out my big brother and keep Peter Parker alive and well for a few days? You apparently asked Norman Osborn to strap on the webs. Weird, but sure. Needless to say, you were gone for more than a few days. It's like, check in with that as everything's kind of going to shit. Hold on, Ben. As we see Glitch popping up. Pardon the intrusion, miss, but we were asked to keep you from this collection. Can't have you disrupting the barbarism. Wait, let me fight too. And Ray is not looking good, and Symbi's just hanging on to her head like, You found the tune in the AC vent, didn't you? I think you know that for a long time I thought I was missing something by not having your life. Well, now I have it, and frankly, complicated, overrated, boring. Where is she, Ben? It's like, okie dokie. Chill, man, she's fine. Except for the science. The science is my jam, but it's the one part you keep screwing up playing Spider-Man. So I kept up with that and just ignored the rest. Unfortunately, I had to back off from that too, because I realized you're gonna get credit for my work. Hashtag clone life, lol. Yeah. You seem nice. I'm glad Peter made new friends, but I just counted that money, as it's kind of going all over the place. It's like, okie dokie. She's evidently got a mask in her shirt, which is actually pretty smart on her part, so good job, Eve. What did you do to my life? Everything's pretty much as you left it, with a few surprises. Hope you had a nice trip. See you next fall. Ben Riley. It's like, okie dokie. As she pretty much goes Banshee mode and shouts Pete across the room. Woo! Babe, watch where you point that thing. I did. What? Sigh. I love you, you idiot. Try not to do anything stupid for like 30 seconds. Peter, I know you're mad, and this is going to fix that, but no, you pushed it too far this time, Janine. Your aunt is okay. She moved in with her boyfriend, Ricardo, right? Sorry, I read some of her letters. She has great handwriting. Yeah, she does. And I like Pete's look of like, what the fuck's going on? What did Ben say to her as me? Nothing. Literally nothing. He didn't speak to her. He barely spoke to any of your people. It was a jerk move, and I'm sure people took it personal, but not May. May never gave up on you. And I kind of like the art of showing her transitioning from the Banshee mode there. That's really cool. Once I clean up whatever wreckage you left behind, you'll want to be far away, Ben. Sure, tough guy, whatever, but keep this in mind while you're plotting sweet revenge. If your life fell apart because I didn't return a few calls, maybe whatever you built wasn't as strong as you thought it was. It's like, okay, asshole. Peter, Ray. Peter, sorry. I'll do better next time. Her vitals are at alarming levels. She's atmospheric. By chance, do you have a hospital for extraterrestrials? Simbi's just like, and Glitch is like, this isn't good. So we check in with Norman. Myra, it's Norman. Hopefully this went right to voicemail because you're running your tech empire and not avoiding me. Which would be understandable given the news about the Oscorp attack and my brief tenure as Spider-Man. If you care to hear it, I can explain. But if you do not, that's likely very healthy. Either way, I'd like to continue our earlier conversation about your son. I've been thinking about it a lot. Mortality, youth. Let me know. I will gladly make myself available. Goodbye. As we then see that he's like kind of looking at himself, seeing his vitals and stuff, what's kind of going on. We see musculoskeletal structures losing integrity. Strength, healing factor decreased by 12%. Data indicates onset of cellular degenerative sickness. Call Miles Morales. It's like, okie dokie. So he's losing that, so we'll have to see what's kind of going on there. So evidently he's probably trying to think of to get himself back up to a certain kind of rate, which would involve goblin shit, which probably wouldn't go pretty well, and potentially doing that with Kitsuge as well to kind of like heal him, but okay. Slow your roll. You can't just hack the most impenetrable security in the world, land on our roof uninvited, and expect us to let you in just because Spider-Man told you we're his personal urgent care. Exactly. And what the heck's that thing? Achoo! And it's cool that we get more Fantastic Four as well, as Johnny pretty much gets Simbied and Ray snotted. This thing is an adult Calovian female currently being ravaged by no less than 98 Earthborn microbes against which she has no defense. This other thing is an independent fragment of the Clintar symbiotic species, faking it for attention. If it accelerates your processing, wheat cakes. Sigh. Freaking Webs in his code word. I'll prepare 2 medbays. Blarg! 3. Yeah, I'd go with 3. Because Johnny, who knows what goes on. I'm like, poor Johnny. Still has the mustache too. Which is fine. I have no problems. I'm like, keeping it, working out well. Mira quense apparache por aquí. I don't know what that means, but context clues. Rick, can I please come in and... Mr. Bernal, and no, I don't think you can. This is my house. I know you're trying to protect her, but goodbye, Peter. Wait, please, you don't really know me. That's the problem. I do. I've had people just like you in my life. Someone who takes and then leaves. And when things get hard, comes back to take some more. Enough. That is not Peter, so okie dokie. Maybe she needs to decide that, doesn't she? Good call, Peter. I was at the pharmacy. I told them not to drop off my prescription. I hardly need painkillers at all. Yeah, I get that. Aunt May. And I'm perfectly capable of... Oh, I'll be in the kitchen, one shot away. And I kind of like the paneling of, like, there, and then that kind of close-up before we get, like, the full kind of, like, the page of them kind of going, walking together. And then Pete just getting down. You're hurt. When did you get hurt? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I wasn't here. As we see him kind of crying. There he is. Took your sweet time, didn't you? Welcome back, Peter. And... good stapling. No loose pages at the moment. And seeing them just kind of like be together. It's like, yay! She knows. Welcome home. As they're just crying and hugging. It's like, yay! Get Spider's Web. Pretty much bringing up the whole Amazing Spider-Man Venom Death Spiral issue 1. Kind of going on. Evidently, a culmination of the story that started in Amazing Spider-Man issue 300. So, we'll see what goes on with that. With the whole kind of Death Spiral thing kind of going on. Same kind of stuff that's going on with the Hulk, and instead of doing the next issue, they're doing the whole thing with the Venom Death Spiral crossover thing that's going on. So I like this to see Peter have his goodbye with Rocket and the rest of them there, getting them onto Earth. It does suck about Ray being sick, which probably portends that they're going to ship her off, which I'm like, damn it, I kind of actually like her. But we're getting into the crossover with Venom and all that, which Symbi might actually link up for, because we got Symbi, Glitch, we'll see what kind of goes on with that. Osborn losing stuff from the Goblin Serum, linking up with Miles, seeing that Osmani's, Dr. Oz's son seems to be Captain Kitsuge, with everything kind of going on. We'll see how that kind of links up, if Norman's able to actually help him out, and what the ramifications could be. It's like, oh, he could be a hero, but if they try and pretty much heal him with the Goblin formula, we probably have a new Green Goblin kind of working around, which would be interesting, that in an attempt to help himself and Dr. Oz's kid, he might inadvertently create a new Green Goblin that's kind of outside of the Norman kind of paradigm, or they'll call him some other kind of thing, before hopefully evening him out to be a hero. So we'll see what goes on there. We'll see what the Death Spiral kind of works into it. I might check out the one-shot, I might not. I'm still kind of thinking about it at the moment, but I'm definitely still sticking with Spider-Man to see what goes on. We'll have to see what kind of conclusion, if this is the true kind of conclusion here, which I thought there was supposed to be a little bit more for the kind of wrap-up before we get into what's going on, but I guess Hellgate got cracked out and we're kind of done with that. Norman stuff is done, so we're going to see what's going on with the whole Torment thing and Carnage and all that before we get to Spider Carnage. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.